Hey everybody, it's Haley Hobson. Good evening. I wanted to talk to you tonight about a very special topic to me, which is my business and how to actually help grow your business. So, I took a class a couple of years ago, an online course from Marie Forleo, her B School. And I have to tell you, this was probably the secret sauce of my business. And I want to talk tonight about some of the stuff I learned in her course. So if you're on the webinar, which you are, by the time that you finish this webinar, you're going to have a plan and an outline for your own success with social media. Basically, what I want to do is I want to outline everything that I did that took me from owning my Pilates studio and trading my dollars for hours to building now a seven-figure business. After I ended my law career, I started teaching Pilates and I ran my own studio. And I was a lawyer at first. And I realized that career was not going to be self-fulfilling to me. So I was super into staying in shape. I was interested in my health. I had been dealing with digestive issues my whole life. I was really into the holistic picture. And I was also a triathlete at the time. And I decided that I needed to learn how to do yoga and Pilates kind of to save my body at the time, to help me sleep better with stress. And I decided to get certified in both. I quit my law practice. And when I started running my Pilates studio, and I also managed different health clubs with Pilates and yoga studios, I thought I had this big business thing all figured out. I was doing really well. Like, I always had clients. They were coming in with waiting lists. My classes were packed. When I ran the club, we always had classes that you couldn't get into. But here's the truth. I actually didn't really know how to run a business. Who knew? I did not know. Well, let's say I didn't know how to run a business that would give me the life I wanted. And then a couple years ago, I took this course called B School. And honestly, no joke, you guys, this was the secret to my success. 2 years ago, when I was starting out, B School was the very first thing I did to build my business. And her program has actually gotten better over the last couple of years. Every year I do it again. So what I want to talk to you tonight about is a special part of what I learned in B School that then I've gone and used myself and kind of made my way and perfected it. And it's how to build your business online with social media. There are a lot of things that you would learn if you also went through Marie Forleo's B School. There's lots of components to her B School. It's actually a very intensive 8-week course with a lot of material on how to literally start owning your own business and run it online. But a component of it is using social media and getting out there and exposed online. So I did exactly what she said, and I played around here and there. And that is really how I began to create my engagement online, which then allowed me to take the business that I was growing into, which was at the time my health and wellness health coaching business, online, make me more exposable. Then I found doTERRA, merged the two, and learned or took a lot of what I learned in B School and went with it. So as I mentioned before, I was at first a lawyer. Then I was a yoga and Pilates teacher, and I still do teach yoga and Pilates. In fact, tomorrow I'm heading to a 3-day yoga workshop. And my health coaching business was a major part of my business, but I always wanted to be my own entrepreneur. And that's why I decided to go through Marie's course. And that's why I decided to build online. And that's why even when I started my doTERRA network marketing business, even though I definitely don't completely 100% build my business online, I have been able to build quicker by being more exposed online. And B School has given me a lot of components to actually learn how to network and brand and follow up and generate leads and own a business, whether it's online or offline. So when I was making this break from Pilates to health coaching / my doTERRA business, one of the things that I realized was I needed to have some sort of residual income coming into my business. And that was like another way that I figured I had to make money. And that was why that's why I decided to go this route of my network marketing business, doTERRA. And one of the situations that I realized I needed to be in was the relationship building business. I knew that I had to create relationships, not only in my Boulder bubble here in Colorado, but I also had to get online and find completely different people to work with. And I have to say, after both, learning what I learned in B school, creating my own network marketing online business model course, the Social Downline, after going through Institute of Integrative Nutrition Online, learning how to create my Facebook page, learning how to do online networking, learning how to create my webinars like this, learning how to present and generate a huge audience, learning how to send out newsletters, marketing newsletters, I have been able to get to where the people are, right? I'm sure, I don't know what the numbers are for tonight's webinars, but we usually have about 800 to 1,000 people on my webinars, and there's no way that I would be able to reach that kind of bandwidth if I didn't go online. Now, the other thing that I realized I needed to do was obviously sell something, right? And my original sales were the selling of my yoga, the selling of my Pilates, right? I was teaching private lessons, I was teaching classes. I was in the sales department of the health and wellness business. And then when I started health coaching, I had to generate clients to sell my practices to. Now that I'm in my doTERRA business, in actuality, I mean, I like to call it sharing information, but I mean, let's face it, we are sort of, right? We are, I mean, we just don't like to use the word, but we are selling a product because we don't make money. We can't live unless we have something that is a product that we can sell. Okay, so the realities of doing a home business. I've got my 5-year-old at home right now. I'm not sure how many times she'll walk into my office since my husband's out of town. But it also allows me, building my online business, to be able to run a business from home with a small child. Anyway, that's not part of the webinar. That's just reality. But here's the thing, you guys, going back to making the sale, people don't like to be sold to, but they love to buy, right? I walked into a clothing store a couple months ago. I needed an outfit to stand on stage and present to a couple thousand people. And I walked out with a lot more than that outfit, right? I didn't want the salesperson to sell to me, but I appreciated her solving my problem that I needed a more professional wardrobe. And I like to spend money when I have money. So what I quickly discovered through going through this course that I learned from Marie is that you can only do so much of the buy now before people will run away. And what you really need to be doing is giving away your expertise. And I knew that I had a ton of expert knowledge. I was very well educated in health and wellness and all of the things that I had been studying for years and years and years. I knew that I could give away a lot of information to people that would lead to building a following. Because a lot of people come to me, they're like, I only have, 20 people on my Facebook page, or I only have 200 people on my Facebook page. Should I pay for ads? Should I boost my posts? I boosted my posts. It's not doing anything. What should I do? You should just continue to give away information for free. That's an expert follow that will create a following because you're the expert. Now, remember that being an expert doesn't have to be scary. Really, being an expert means just giving away information that you know. If you're a mom, you're an expert in, I'm an expert right now, in sneaking a raw chocolate treat to my daughter on the floor so she'll be quiet during this webinar, right? Like, we all have things that we're experts in, so that we can, build our business and that we can claim this expertise. So being an expert in something is going to help other people make a decision to trust and then want to buy from you. Of course she doesn't like it. It's raw chocolate. Anyway, to be successful in any business, you need two things. You need people who trust you, and you need a product that you can believe in. right? I'm going to say that again. You need people who trust you, and you need a product that you believe in. If I was selling, I don't know, some type of like food that I didn't eat or believe in, I would not be successful. Like if I was selling dairy products as a vegan, that wouldn't make much sense, right? I don't believe in that product. And if I'm constantly just telling people to sell and I'm not developing relationships with people and people don't trust me, who is going to actually buy my products, right? So in order to have success, you need to have people who trust you, and you need to have a product that you believe in. And the thing is just because you're selling something doesn't mean that people want to buy it. So the question becomes, how do you create trust so that people will want to buy from you? People will shop or buy from people they trust. So what you have to do is create a loyalty, create a fan base, create a brand. So one of the things that I learned how to do when I was actually in B school is actually how to create a website. And yes, of course I had help because I had a business that I was building at the same time, and a 5-year-old at home, and a home that I was managing, and a job. So I hired a website designer to do it for me, although I could have done it myself, I guess, because we were taught how. But one of the things that I did was come up with, which has perfected over time, a brand for my business. So my brand is the whole you. Getting your recipes, getting your wellness tips, getting your inspiration, learning about essential oils, learning how to work with me in health and wellness and wealthness, because that's what my expertise is, my area of expertise is. So I built a brand, not just a business, to create a loyal following so that people would believe and trust in me. And I hear it now all over the internet and everywhere I travel. People have been following, they believe in it, they like it, they trust it. And by the time that people meet me in person, if they do, they feel like they already have a friend. And because I'm seeing faces over and over on Facebook, I'll meet people in person and I'll feel like I already have a friend or a family. So this whole idea of building your brand, your personality online really allows us to get closer to each other as if we'd already known each other beforehand. So this is a picture here I have up on the screen of a webinar that my husband and I did a couple months ago. One of the things that we've been trying to do is teach people that doTERRA essential oils are not just for women, they're for dudes too. So sometimes I create brands within my brand. So for instance, doTERRA Dudes is a brand that I'm creating within my brand with my husband to show people that essential oils can be used for dudes too. And we created a Facebook event around it. We created a webinar around it. I was building a brand, not just a business. Another one that I have is the Six Figure Moms brand within the brand of the whole you. And I'll be coming out with a program this April called Six Figure Moms. And it's going to be an awesome all-day event, online all-day event with some killer women entrepreneurs that you're going to want to hear from. So that's part of my brand, bringing this sort of these relationships together, this compilation, this project where we all with similar beliefs and ideas and philosophies come together and speak about six-figure momism, women who have entrepreneurship, who are building a business to 6 figures, who are already making 6 figures or above and are trying to raise a household at once. You guys get it? We're creating a brand. So since I walked away from a 6-figure career as an attorney, and I had built myself to a 6-figure career teaching my Pilates and yoga clients and running online teacher trainings and live teacher trainings and managing health clubs, when I built my business and gave up everything that I was doing, I knew I wanted to build it faster than possibly I would have had I not been used to that kind of salary. So that was one of the reasons that I personally decided to take my business online. I knew that I could attract a bigger audience. I could give people a way to interact with me. I could create a way to follow up with them. The only place to do that in a massive way is online. Now, again, I don't want to profess that I'm completely building my business online, because I build face-to-face with people every single day. And I literally travel all over the world to meet with people that are building with me, that are on my team, right? To train them, to educate them, to mentor them. I have lots of phone calls, but I do train and also prospect a lot online, and it's been very successful for me. And learning how to do that with a content-rich website, a social media presence, an email newsletter campaign was all what I was taught when I went through B School. So a content-rich website is going to give people information about what they want. It's sort of like your online business card, and you need to figure out a way to funnel those people from a click on your website to a purchase. And I definitely did not know how to do that before I started B School. And in the last 2 years since I graduated, I've been perfecting and perfecting and perfecting. My business has gotten more and more streamlined until these days, I might wake up on a given day and be like, oh, wow, somebody new is in my business model, right? Somebody new is on my team. Somebody new has purchased one of my products. Somebody new has signed up for one of my webinars. Somebody new is signed up to attend one of my events. Somebody new is purchasing one of my books. That is because my content-rich website, content-rich, then has a funnel that takes people through all of these places that they can learn more and not be distracted and pulled off of the website. And then they click and they call to action. Now, a social media presence is great to attract attention. And that will eventually funnel people to your website where they can then sign up for your newsletter campaign. And then you better have a massive, awesome follow-up system to keep people engaged, because just because they're on your newsletter list doesn't mean that they will purchase or join your business with you if you're in a network marketing business like me. You need a great follow-up system to keep people engaged. I can't tell you how many people have come back to me after they've been in my funnel for months or even years. I literally had somebody I was on the phone with today that I met about 5 years ago who has been on my list for the last probably 3 years. And she finally decided that she wanted to work with me because she's been in my funnel and been getting my emails. So I've been keeping her engaged that she has not wanted to opt out of my newsletter list. And she hears about everything I'm doing and she hears about my life. So what I want you guys to think about are focusing on really creating great content, whether it's on your website, whether it's on social media, and also on a blog, because blog posts will give you high quality information. And then ask yourself what you're really super good at so that you can share. Be really consistent, meaning don't blog once a month or every other month or blog every week and then stop for 3 months. Blog every day or once a week or once every other week. Be really generous with what you give out. Share, share, share. The more you give away, the more people are going to get to know you, like you, and trust you. Be creative and be fearless. And what I mean by that is be yourself, because you want to attract the type of people to work with you in your business that you want to work with. And if you're not fearless and you're not saying what you want and you're not creative, then people are not going to want to be engaged. When I look at people's websites or blog posts or Facebook pages that ask me to give like a little analysis, a lot of times what I feel like is missing is them, is their personality in those posts. So be creative and be fearless. Now here's some top ideas that people like to hear from in blogs, just to give you some ideas. The top tips to achieve X, Y, or Z. Recipes. People love food. Anytime I post anything about food, it gets a zillion shares and likes and comments. Do-it-yourself projects. These days, everyone is wanting to make these more natural solutions to everything. So give them a way to do it so they don't have to buy synthetic, disgusting, ingredients from the store. How to do. People love this. It's like the DIY or the top tips to achieve. Personal success stories. I like writing about myself, and a lot of people might think it's egotistical, but I think it's personal and it's sharing my success so that other people will flock around and want to share in that success and will ultimately want to come back into my business, because success breeds success. Industry news or expert advice. People love that. And again, you don't have to be an expert in bioscience, right? You have to be an expert in what you know. So if being an expert means, that you're an expert in figuring out how to keep your kid out of the room while you're trying to give a webinar to 1,000 people, then blog about that, right? If you're an expert on how to keep your car clean when the weather is disgusting out, blog about that. If you're an expert in vegan raw recipes, blog about that. Just blog about whatever feels true to your heart. Because again, you don't have to mean, being an expert doesn't mean you have to have a degree. It means you have to have a passion about a topic and a willingness to learn and share more. And I know that if you guys went to my Facebook page any day of the week, or if you subscribe to my newsletter, you would feel passion in everything I write about, because I only talk about the things I love. I talk about the things that I love and that bring me joy, or even the things that piss me off, but that I have passion about. Social media is all about sharing and communicating. You have to share what you love, what pisses you off, and what makes you laugh, and what improves your life. And you can't be afraid to be posting about what pisses you off or what makes you fearful, because you know what? That allows other people to identify with you more. I have a friend right now that has just gone through a divorce, and she's talking to me about her experience, about finally having the courage to stand up and walk out of a relationship that was no longer serving her anymore, and what kind of pain that she had been in for the last couple of years, and how she'd struggled and how she didn't have the strength to get up and walk away. You know what? When she finally shared her story, there were dozens and dozens and dozens of other people that related to that. So share what will help improve your life and other people's lives as well, and what makes you a real person. So let's talk about Facebook for a second. You have to create a business page. You cannot have your Facebook friend page be your business page. You can create and share business stuff every once in a while on your friend page, but nobody's going to want to be your friend if you're constantly talking about your business. So create a separate business page and post at least once a day. I know on my page, I post at least 3 to 5 times a day on busier days like Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, which is when most of my audience is engaged. And I post anywhere from like 2 to 3 times a day on the days where it's not so engaged. Make sure that you're providing value. The more that you're providing, the more people are going to keep coming back. And then when you eventually have something to sell, they're going to feel like you gave them so much value that they're going to want to buy what you have. Entertain people, make them laugh, make them cry, teach something, and encourage feedback. Let's talk about Pinterest for a second. Pinterest is something that a lot of people are using these days because it's super visual. Basically, what you do is you create these pin boards on a single topic, and you can use these pictures also in your blog and then pin them. You can join group boards so that more people see your pins, but you have to make it a habit to pin content at least once a week, and I would say really at least once a day again. Okay, Twitter, another social media avenue. You can use a service like Sprout Social, Buffer App, or Hootsuite so that you're not constantly tweeting all day long. You can set up all your tweets for the day in like 5 minutes, and they can go out every 3 minutes if you want. But with Twitter, you've got to keep it really short and simple, and you want to make sure that you're tweeting more than you're posting on Facebook. Tweets will go in and out of people's feeds really, really quickly, so you have to post at least 5 to 10 times a day. And the thing about Twitter is you have to be engaged with other people. If somebody puts the @signal at and tags you, you've got to respond, and you've got to retweet other people's stuff, and you've got to comment. Otherwise, you're not really going to have an audience. So Twitter is a little bit more, in my opinion, high maintenance than Facebook. Now let's move on away from social media and talk about newsletters for a second. Creating a newsletter gives you direct access into somebody's inbox. That means code for you can market to them. Okay, they've given you permission to send them an email. So keep it informational, provide a lot of value so they don't unsubscribe, meaning they have to subscribe in the first place, and add a lot of personality to your newsletters. I like to always give some type of personal tidbit from my life, about my kids, about my family. It's not all business for me. I like to have my personality completely infused into my newsletters. And with your newsletters, again, you've got to be really consistent, okay? You don't want to, again, be sending out a newsletter today and then have your newsletter list not hear from you for like a month and a half, and then send 3 out in a row. They want to be able to expect every Tuesday at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting an email from Haley Hobson. And what will happen is they'll come to actually wait for right? Or expect or be psyched about the newsletter that's coming into their box. Now, there's a formula for newsletters. Number one, you have to give, like I said before, some type of personal note. Like share something that's important to you and relevant to your audience. Remember, that relates back to your brand. So for instance, since my branding is around the whole you and momtrepreneur, those are the things that I am sharing in my newsletter. The other thing that you want to do is give some informational content. This can be a snippet of your latest blog post, or it can be some other teaching point. So I'm usually in my newsletter, I have different categories for my brand: whole food, whole home, whole health and wellness. Like I've got all of these little brandings within my brand, and I'm always sharing a blog post that I've written that relates to one of those sub brandings. Then at the end of your newsletter, you want to have some type of opportunity or call to action. Like you guys got a newsletter, if you're on this, you probably got a newsletter from me telling you about this webinar. That was a call to action, right? Like how can people participate more with you? For example, join my webinar tonight, buy a program that you're selling, follow you on Facebook, join your team, whatever it is. There must be something in your newsletter that makes them call to action, brings them back to your site or some other place that they can call to action. Now, a note on newsletters. You guys remember that there are certain spam laws that you have to be familiar with, and people must give you explicit consent for you to email them, and they must have an easy way to unsubscribe. So any newsletter that I have that I send out has a double opt-in, meaning that they have to subscribe to get in, and they can easily get off my newsletter list if they want to. And the services that you can use are things like MailChimp, Aweber, Constant Contact. I personally use Infusionsoft. Make sure you don't use your personal email in your newsletter list because you'll get bombarded with emails from people, and you should always BCC your list. Nobody likes to have a whole bunch of carbon copy people on your email list, right? Now, some tips for success in a business where you're building online are planning and organization. What I do in my business, we have, me and my marketing manager, my online business manager, we have our Monday meetings, and we talk about everything that's going on that week. We have a scheduling calendar, all the blogs that are going out for the week or the month, all the blogs that are going out for the quarter. We have projects that are working on each quarter. We got on the phone 2 days ago, or yesterday, or the day before, and we started planning all the way out to the end of 2015, so that we knew exactly what programs we were going to be able to invest our time in, and that we would have enough resources, meaning ourselves, and support to actually launch. So some of the things I've actually talked to you about, right? We're going to be launching the Six Figure Moms Entrepreneurial all-day hosting event in April, and then we'll have a program, an actual program or a course that corresponds with that afterwards. Then we're going to do another social downline in June. Then we might do an advanced, we're talking about doing an advanced social downline program in the late summer. Then we're going to do social downline again in October. So we're planning everything that goes on the marketing calendar, and based around those programs is where our content, social media, blog posts, newsletters are fed in from the things that we're working on. You see what I mean? It's all about planning and organization. Now, another thing that you have to do, and this might sound stupid to some of you, but don't be surprised. I have people that don't check their email every day, or check their Facebook every day, or check their social media every day. And you really can't do an online business if you're not online, right? Now, me, myself, I'm probably online too much. I'm too reachable. Everybody knows if they message me, they're going to get a response immediately. I have to say to people, I'm going on vacation. Don't bother me for a week, right? But the bottom line is if you want to do a business online, which really makes you more flexible and you can travel and work from anywhere and around the clock when you want to, is that you have to be able to get your messages and work like that. The other thing that I want to recommend is get expert help. And as your business grows, you'll totally need it, okay? One of the ways you can get expert help in the beginning are doing things like you're doing right now, right? Getting on a webinar like this, learning from somebody who's been successful, taking a class like B-School or the Social Downline, and then hiring people to help you do the things that are, I don't want to say wasting your time, but that your time could be better spent doing something else, like actually running your business, rather than driving to the post office, or, returning certain messages, or possibly doing your own marketing, right? Get expert help so that you can actually drive your business forward. Now, also remember to start small. So with social media, you could do, 1 post a day or 3 posts a day in the beginning and get really good at that before you feel like you have to be on every single platform. I personally have a really nice following on Facebook, and my business is doing really well. And while I want to expand more on Pinterest and Twitter and Instagram and that kind of stuff, I don't feel the driving, compelling need to do that right now, because what I'm doing right now is working. And when I have more help, I'll start to branch out more. So you don't have to be everywhere at once. The thing about being on social media, though, is that you get massive exposure. And like, I'm showing you a post. This was a long time ago, this post, but look at the exposure on it. There's no way in any other platform that I could reach almost 40,000 people in a week in just one post that I put online. Now imagine if 1% of those people were interested in my products. That would be 400 potential new sales or people in my business. What would you do with 400 new sales? It would be amazing, wouldn't it? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I'll do a webinar, or sometimes I'll put out a blog post, or sometimes I'll put out a Facebook post, and I get a massive amount of emails that come in that I can then, those are called leads, and then I can nurture and generate. Those leads are generated. I can nurture them and feed them into my funnel and then close because of that one exposure that I had. So to grow your business with your following, or to grow your following on Facebook, you need to show up in the newsfeed of your audience constantly. And to do that, you need to create a lot of engagement on your page. So here's how you do that. 1, consistent content, posting at least once a day. 2, asking questions with simple answers. For example, fitness class or treadmill, which do you prefer? The more people are commenting on your posts, the more exposure and the more Facebook actually shows your posts to other people. 3, let your personality shine. Be you. Number 4, take a position on a hot topic. For example, one of the things I was posting a while ago when I was deciding whether to vaccinate my daughter, are doctors are now refusing to see patients that aren't vaccinated. I think that's wrong, right? Yes, you might have people that you piss off, and yes, be ready for all different sorts of comments, but what it's going to do is it's going to give you exposure. And some people are going to resonate with you and some people aren't. But here's the thing. You don't want everybody to agree with you. You want to work with a market of people that resonate with you. 5, create images that are super easy to share with other people. The more your stuff is shared, the more people are going to see it. And 6, use contests, giveaways, and ads with care. They don't always build engagement. You don't want to just be throwing your money away. I have never, ever, ever advertised on Facebook until just recently when I launched the social downline, and I wanted to get out of my local market of people that were already in my own existing business and share with other people that were possibly in other network marketing businesses that I thought my program would be of value to. Don't feel like you have to spend money on Facebook ads in the beginning of your business. So here's a post that I put up here so you guys can see. This is an example of how to grow your fans fast. I put a post up just the other day that says, you've taken control of your wellness when blank. Fill in the blank and I'll start. Madeline asks for oils on her feet to make her feel fabulous before bed. This specific post, by the time that we built this webinar, had already reached over 6,000 people and had been viewed by more than it reached over 62,000 people and had over 35 comments on it. Because I asked the question that was a hot topic and I infused my personality, I got a lot of engagement on that post. Here's another one. Because everybody knows Wes, my husband, because I talk about him a lot, because everybody knows what a diva my 5-year-old is, I shared a picture or a few pictures of the night that my daughter was being a diva with her purse, with her cell phone, with her money, with her sunglasses. And I was sharing how I had just gotten back from doggy boot camp with my lab, and my husband decided to behave that night as well. And this post got a lot of engagement. It got a lot of exposure. By the time that we posted this, just within minutes, it had gotten 62 likes and it had gotten a lot of exposure. Now you'll see on this post, I actually posted it on Instagram and it went to my Facebook page. So that's another thing that we can teach you guys how to do later. You can post from one platform and it can be shared other places. Don't be afraid to show the silly or vulnerable side of yourself, right? These are just Instagram pictures that I took of a normal day at the Hobson House. This lets people see that I'm a totally normal person and gives people a way to connect with me. By the time they meet me or my husband, they feel like they know us. Again, a hot topic. This can grow fans really fast. This was a blog that I wrote, and the post said, "Oh no, guys, I'm going to go there. Measles are everywhere. What are we going to do?" And I posted a blog on Yoga Anonymous that said, "No essential oils do not kill Ebola." Well, this specific post reached 24,760 people. It had 45 shares and a zillion comments. 118 people actually clicked the like button. So again, this was a hot topic, right? You can use hot topics in your content, but don't be afraid to come out with your opinion and know that people are definitely going to disagree with you, and that's totally okay. Another way to grow your Facebook fans fast. Sharing something that you know your fans have an interest in, right? So I know that I have a lot of people who are into essential oils on my fan page or my business page. So I'm creating these blends that I'm naming these certain Haley Hobson Whole You names, like the Mellow Mama relaxing blends. Like my following of people, they totally relate, right? They want to be the Mellow Mama. They're the mom entrepreneurs. How do I keep it together? I know it's time to mellow out with the Mellow Mama. And I posted that and it got, several thousand people it reached. It got 27 shares, which is a lot. And that was without boosting it at all. Okay. So what I want to share with you guys is there's a lot of different ways to build an online business, and social media is definitely one of them. And like I said before, I've created a course, my own course, to teach people how to build a network marketing business with an online presence, to bring in new prospects, to create new lead generation, to train your team. But there's so much more than that. There really is so much more to building a business online than just social media. So I have a special announcement, and it has to do with Marie Forleo's B-School. Marie Forleo is the founder of B-School. And right now, today, she's got these amazing videos that just went live. And so if you go to my link, right here, http://bit.ly/Haley's B-School. It's on my website. You will be able to see some of these videos that she has. You're going to learn to connect, to capture, and to convert. Let's go through that. This is the 6-pillar map to more effectively help you sell your products and services online. This is the exact framework that helps me build a highly profitable global brand with nothing more than my laptop and a dream. Connecting, learning why compassion is the most profitable business skill and how to connect more effectively from your heart, right? This is way beyond social media. This is learning how to connect with compassion. This is a component. Capturing, setting yourself up to capture more leads, build lasting relationships, and create a global community of raving fans. Now, a lot of us are trying to find leads, but guess what? Once you learn how to connect, you're not going to know what to do with your leads, and you're going to have to figure out a way to make sure that you do capture, them effectively, and not only build relationships, but create a community and then convert them. Turning browsers into buyers is the lifeblood of a business. Learning how to elegantly and effectively increase your conversions. So what I'm offering you guys, because I know you want to do B-School because it's amazing. And if you do sign up for B-School and you go to this link, I am actually going to give you some awesome killer incentives. Well, first of all, I'm going to give you some oils to go with your B-School, some of what I call my mini stress less kit, a blend called Balance, a blend called Clary Calm, and a blend called Citrus Bliss. I'm also going to give you my online version of my HIP guide to living a healthy and abundant life with essential oils, so you know how to use them. I'm going to give you my network marketing guide, the 7 steps to building a powerful home-based business. That is my network marketing guide that I created. I have also a new mini ebook that will outline everything that you need to rock your network marketing business. I have a new branding quick sheet, how to stand out from everyone else. I have a 6-Figure Moms webinar series that I'm going to take you through. I'm also offering you a free yoga or Pilates class from Yoga Download with me, and a new guide to being a mompreneur quick sheet. So that is all of my goodies that I'm giving you if you decide that you want to take B-School. And all of these goodies are actually on my website, on the page. So register for Marie's free video training here, Haley's B-School, bit.ly/Haley's B-School, bit.ly/Haley's B-School. Then after you go through the videos, you can too maybe decide to register for B-School, but the videos are free, so take them anyway. Then after you register for B-School, you will receive the bonuses from me, my Haley Hobson's B-School bonuses. All right, you guys, I'm super excited for you. B-School is amazing. I've learned so much in that program. I've been able to actually create my own course because of what I've learned in B-School. I've been able to create my own online business, not just my network marketing business, my whole brand, the whole you, as a health coach, as a life coach, as a business coach, and of course, my network marketing doTERRA business, which is now bringing me 7-figure income. All of this because of what I learned in B-School. If you need to reach me, you can reach me always on my website, HaleyHobson.com. And I wish you guys an amazing night, amazing week, and good luck. See you online.